How long is it going to be?
Yeah, I just wanted you. Can you present you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, my name. Okay, I haven't done this for a while, about 6 months. My name's Phil Beckwith. I'm from England. I lived most of my life in Holland, and I'm on a big trip of the Americas continent.
Okay, and what are you going to do, and what have you done? What did you see?
The plan, or the idea, was to drive from Alaska to Chile on a motorcycle. But when I shipped the motorcycle to Halifax, and then I looked at the map, and it was 14,000 kilometers to Alaska, so I had to, that scared me, and I had to have a rethink of the situation, but I'm still going to do it, but it was a long way. So it took me 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks to get to Alaska, across Canada. Started in Nova Scotia, drove around Nova Scotia, trying to remember all the states, then to New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Manitoba, Ontario, can you remember them all? Saskatchewan, British Columbia, the Yukon, I'm sure I've missed one, Ontario, Manitoba, was that them all?
No, I don't know.
There's a few others, yeah.
And after you go up?
So I went up, and then basically the weather turned, started to get cold, so I turned around and I've started coming down, and I've just come through British Columbia from Banff, sorry not from Banff, from Jasper to Banff on the Parkway, but also came down via Hyder and Stewart. That's a little hippie town off a bit of America, which is you can only get through Canada, which is quite interesting as well. And also down there's one road up, which is called the Alaska Highway, and then you've got the Yukon Highway to come down, so you can't really get lost.
And what was the most amazing place that you have seen?
None. It depends. There is no amazing places. It all depends on your mood, or some days you see an amazing place and it's not amazing, and other days it clicks. So there is no special place. They've all got something. So you try and make everything good.
You didn't prepare your journey before going?
You think so, but I did a little preparation. I have a map of the world on my toilet, so I sit there going, okay, Alaska, Chile, yeah, that's a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then yeah, that's how I did the preparations on the distance. But then I got here, and then I typed into Google Maps. I said Halifax to Fairbanks, and it kicked out this number, and I went, oh shit. So. But the preparation, I've sorted out the visas and the shipping. I did all the work for that, made sure that the bike was okay for getting the bike over, so that's the only preparation. And as I move south, I'll prepare it, as I go down. When I need Mexico, I'll sort out the insurance for Mexico. When I go down into Central America, I'll sort out the paperwork for Central America. So I'm doing it bit by bit.
Do you have a end? Do you have to do an end of your journey? Do you have a time to finish it?
I have no timeline. So yeah, I was made redundant. So I worked for Shell Oil Company for 14 years, and they said, we don't need you anymore. Your work can be done in India, much cheaper. So I said okay, and then they paid me to leave. So currently I'm still working for Shell, but I have 6 months holiday, and then I go back to Holland, and I get a big payoff, so that will fund the second half of the trip.
Okay, can you talk me about a bit of what do you want to say about Alaska?
Alaska is yeah, it's a cool place. I wished I stayed longer, but the weather wasn't. I got a little bit nervous with the weather. The roads are very bad when they're wet, and I'm not a very good off-road rider. I have no off-road skills. Many years ago I broke my back trail riding, so my skills off-road aren't very good. So Alaska, it was yeah, it was an amazing place. It was beautiful.
Why?
No people. It was very remote, very isolated, and very severe, but very in your face. Yeah, it's very pretty. Yeah. But as soon as the weather turns, you can't see anything. And on a motorcycle, if you're driving in the rain and the stuff, you might see, what's it called, Mount Denali here, or the big famous mountain, but you can't see it because it's just clouded in. So you can be there for weeks and still not see anything because the weather just comes in. Yeah.
And because of the moto, what is the constraint?
The constraint?
Yeah, of moto when you travel.
Me.
Yeah.
The driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but when you are traveling with a motor, what do you have to do? What is the difference between, because like me, I'm traveling with the bus.
Yeah.
What is
But with the motor, it's petrol, making sure you can get from one petrol station to the other.
Yeah, because in Alaska they don't have so much.
Yeah, so it's a bit of planning, and I'm not very good at planning. So you sit there going to drive out of town, you think 50 kilometres. Oh, I've got to do 50 kilometres back because I'm not going to make the next station. So, and with the motor, I've done 16,000 kilometres so far. I need a new set of tyres. This is the second set, so every 10,000 I need to buy new tyres. I need to get the bike serviced regularly. The distance I've done is the same what I would do on my normal bike in a year. I've done it in 4 or 5 weeks. So yeah, so there's a lot of consumables and the bum.
The bottom.
The bum. I was driving across, I can't remember, one of the states, and I met this guy, and he said, you have problems with the bum, you know, as a conversation as you do. He says, around the corner there's a place where you can buy sheepskin. And I thought, sheepskins, that's for these fat old Harley drivers. But he said, no, they're brilliant. So I'm driving along, I see this farm, and it says sheepskins, and I go, okay. And I went out and bought a sheepskin, and the best thing I ever bought, because like I say, I can go a lot further now on the sheepskin, but it is...
Okay, and to sleep, where do you sleep?
The idea was to camp, but I don't like camping. So what I'm doing is try and go hostel to hostel, and if I can't find a hostel, I camp. I'm not a big fan of tents. And ever since I've arrived, we've had black flies in Nova Scotia, mosquitoes. So you may be camping in the most beautiful place in the world, but you can't get out of your tent because you've just been eaten alive. So
yeah,
it's horrible. Yeah.
There's much more mosquitoes in Alaska than here?
Than here. I'm sitting outside. It's the first time I've sat outside in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. I was in Jasper the other day. No, yesterday I sat outside. Jasper, you couldn't go out at night. You walk out and you'd be covered.
Oh.
It was absolutely covered. There's been a lot of water and a lot of heat, so there's loads of flies in there. And the same goes up in Alaska. There's been a lot of rain and a lot of water, so the place is just covered in mosquitoes. And in Nova Scotia, you have black flies, which is they say you're going to get black flies when there's no pollution. So, but I'd rather have.
So we are lucky here.
Yeah, here, yeah. It's the first time I've sat outside with a t-shirt on. So yeah.
Okay. And did you see some funny place like a hostel? Amazing place, amazing.
Like I say, this is amazing. Sleeping in a train. I've slept in a caravan. Where else have I slept? Yeah. Cool. Now, amazing places. I've seen some amazing weather. I've had, today it was 33 degrees. I've had 2 degrees, so in 5 weeks. Yesterday it was raining, today it was glorious sunshine. I've had 70km/h winds, driving like this.
Okay.
In Saskatoon. I decided I'm going to Edmonton, drove out the city. And I shouldn't have gone out because it was, tornado?
Yeah.
Tornadoes, 7 tornado warnings that day. And
you saw a tornado?
No, luckily I didn't. But the winds were gusting between 50 and 70 kilometres an hour.
Oh.
And I basically spent 8 hours driving like this, shitting myself. I was so scared.
Okay.
It was so dangerous. Yeah, I shouldn't have been out. But, so that was a scary moment. Yeah.
Okay. Why did you decide to go in journey so long time?
I've been talking about this for a long time. I always said I'm going to do the big motorcycle trip, but never had the opportunity. So when I got laid off, it seemed like the bullshit had to stop, and I had to go and do it. And I told everybody I'm going from Alaska to Chile. The more people I tell, the less likely I'm going to back out. So it forces me to do it. So.
Okay. And how do you? I change my subject. How do you find the place here? Can you speak me about the place a bit here? How did you find it, and how do you find it?
This place?
Yeah.
I just rolled in, so basically I was in...
Can you put it a bit...
Sorry.
No, yeah.
I was in, where was I? I was in, I can't remember where I was last night, Lake Louise, and I was just looking on the internet. I knew I had to get across to Vancouver, and I was working out the distances. So this came up, and then I started reading the details about the train. So I just hit the road. There's a big bike rally on down the road, Sturgis North, about 50 kilometres away. So I went down there, had a quick look, and then I drove back up here. And I didn't book it. I just hoped that there was a room. So that's how it normally works. If there wasn't a room, I would have found a campsite somewhere. So, but yeah, I like this. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like?
The fact that I can sit outside. that is really nice, and it's quite eclectic. The stores are fascinating. The train. I'm just playing train driver, sitting up in the thing, going choo choo. You know, it's just. I'm a big boy at heart, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you can have swim in the lake.
Is that a lake or a river?
It's a river, but you can swim inside.
Okay. I haven't swum for a long time, so maybe not.
Yeah.
But also, you talk about scary moments. Seen a lot of bears.
Oh, you see a bear?
I've seen about 20 bears. Yeah.
I didn't see some. So,
okay.
What happens to you?
The first time I saw a bear was in Nova Scotia. I was staying in a little B&B. There was this 60-year-old, 70-year-old American hippie who'd moved there during the Vietnam War to escape the draft, and she had this old schoolhouse she was converting. So she banging on my door about 8 o'clock in the morning saying, Phil, there's a bear in the garden. I said, oh, okay. So I walked out, and so basically we were in this room here. There was a window, and there was a bird table, and there was this huge black bear eating off the food table.
And what did you do?
We just watched it, and every now and again it would run away, it would get scared, and then it would come back again, and then it would run away, and we're thinking, okay, what do we do? There's me and this elderly lady who'd lived there all her life, and she'd never seen a bear before. So it was a real surprise. Eventually it went away, and then I had to go outside and load up the